the Treassure Quest. I'm Elizabeth.
And I'm Siri. And if you like what you hear, remember to give us a 5-star rating on your favorite podcast platform.
Since the last episode got so long, this is the second part of the Treassure and Quest End part 1 and 2. But Guttlecraw is really mad that his troll guards hasn't found the elves. And he goes to seal off the palace because he has made a metal wall around the palace.
Yeah, I don't get that.
He went through a lot of trouble to seal away the palace.
Later, when they finally come to the palace, spoiler everyone, they find the palace, but the troll says, there is nothing in there.
Yeah.
We have
looted the whole place
through it several times, all of us, hundreds of us. We can't find shit.
Yeah.
But we're gonna build a wall of metal
or more like
around
a dome
it.
Around it.
They didn't finish it though, so it looks like a wall.
Yeah.
But like, why? There's nothing in there for them. Like there was
because the elves aren't allowed to go in.
But allow them to go in. At your beliefs, they won't find anything because you couldn't find anything.
No.
So why take your time, energy, and resources to build a dome?
Because they're fucking spiteful.
I don't get it.
If we can find anything in there, you surely shouldn't have it.
But also, Greymug is like, no, Guttlecraw is like, oh, my men are so strong, you will never get into my throne room. You have to get to the throne room to get to the castle.
Yeah, because the door to the palace is inside of the throne room.
Yeah, because my men are so strong, you will never reach my throne room and me.
Yeah.
Why then build the wall? You know, like, in his head, they would never reach the palace.
No.
But he still builds the wall?
Yeah.
Like, deep inside he knows he's not strong enough.
Yeah.
But when they are moving, the Wolf Riders and Go-Backs, are they now using secret passageways that Greymug's made? Is that why none of his men
Two Edge has made.
Oh, yeah, the Two Edge made.
Yeah, it's Two Edge's secret passageways.
Yeah, that's why none of the guards can find them, right?
Yeah, that's also why there's like a wall against the like there's a ledge against the mountain, and then it's like a dead drop.
Yeah.
If it was like a real troll tunnel, it would have been a tunnel, not like a wall.
It would have been much safer.
Yeah, it would have been a real tunnel and not just like a walkway against the like mountain wall.
Sure.
And Pike is really annoyed at this armor because he can't grab anything with his toes.
Yeah. He can't keep his balance because his toes are trapped inside the armor.
Yeah, so he can't grab the ground with his toes.
He is such a wild man.
Yeah, like I would never, like even walking barefoot outside, I don't like crawl my toes around stuff when walking.
No, not really.
No.
But it's what you're used to, I guess. We normally use shoes, so our toes never work anyway.
You know, they're not for anything else than balance.
Yeah.
But they come to this like dead drop. And Aquar sits down and like makes this bridge. And then the Wolf Riders and Go-Backs has to crawl over this tiny ass bridge.
Oh yeah, and the trolls are so mad. They're like, it's not gonna hold us. This is too narrow, too thin to hold us fat as trolls. But then Cutter's like, shut it. How do you think we gonna balance with this armor? It's hard for everyone.
Yeah. And Cutter's so scared going over because like this is just like Sorrow's End. This is really hard.
Oh yeah, and before they make the bridge, Rayek is like, "Oh, stop there, Cutter. I wouldn't look down there if I were you." He's like teasing him. He's still like,
he's still a kid.
yeah, still being a douchebag, even though
He
they are
hasn't
at
grown
war.
a day
No.
older since the trials.
It's like, as I recall, you're not too fond of the great heights.
No. But when all of the elves have gotten over the bridge, Two Edge comes up, puts a quarter in a bag, hits Ryuk in the head with his hammer, picks up a stone, and breaks the bridge.
Because trolls are not allowed to help the elves.
Right. He's not about that. And then he runs away. Santop is standing at the wall, and he's been standing there a while, feeling the magic feeling. And after he's been there for a while, Redlands is like, Santop, is everything okay? And it's like, the wall, something's shaping it, trying to get in. And then there's a big hole in the wall.
Yeah, and Redlands is like, "Oh, a lot of people didn't believe me when I was a cub.
Yeah.
So I want to support him, even though he might be a little bit crazy."
Yeah. And then he walks out of the tunnel and he sees this lump. And he says, like, high ones have pity. Once there may have been life in those eyes. Now there are no arms, no legs, and no mind. So basically, this is just a lump of a body and a head.
Yeah, and it's just a walking skeleton because there is no real human or real elf inside either.
No, like it's this person has been through so much,
just given up.
They've given up.
Yeah.
And then the trolls come like barging in to the cave where the kids are hiding.
Yeah, but we don't get to see them really fight because now we're back to Rayek, who's mad because he has to help the trolls cross.
Yeah.
Now, when
he's like, why didn't you guys stop Two Edge from getting a quart? Like, yeah, we tried, but...
Yeah, it's all the secret passageways.
Yeah. And the trolls start, like, hacking out this big ledge to go on.
Oh, yeah, and it's like, the watching begins. It's like,
yes.
Let the games begin.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be judge.
Yeah.
And they can't hear them, but they can't see them coming through the tunnels, but they can hear them.
Yeah.
They're howling like wolves.
Yeah.
I kind of imagined the guards standing here kind of shiver a little bit, like, oh my god, they're coming. I don't want to fight them.
Yeah, but also they don't understand it's wolf riders. They just think it's the 3 wild wolves that they had in the hole. And then they like see the wolves, and then they see the glimmering of the armor behind them, and they're like, fuck. They have weapons.
We are screwed.
Yeah.
And I loved how this fight started with Petalwing just like flying straight through and spitting in the face of everyone.
Yeah, and by the time they got all of the preserver stuff off, the wolf riders were all out of the cave, and there's so many of them, and the wild wolves, and they have full body armor on.
Yeah, and they're all fighting. They're all over the place.
And Two Edge is now. Yes, yes, oh yes. I have outdone myself. Oh, this poor troll.
Yeah. And sadly, Skywise learn that the armor doesn't make you immortal.
He's so lucky though.
Oh yeah, but like, he's so shocked. He was like, I thought no one could hurt me.
Yeah.
When he gets the sword through the arm opening and it misses his face when it comes through the neck opening.
Yeah, and Cutter is busy helping Dushine fight and like supporting her and sending to her like the way she should move with her body while fighting.
Yeah.
So he can't come to Skywise's aid. Skywise sends him like, Tom, help me, I'm scared. Tom, I can't move, I need you. But like, if Cutter goes, he has to leave Dushine alone.
Yeah, and he don't know if Dushan's gonna make it alone.
No.
Because he's like, Far, are you hurt? He's like, no, Tam, but I don't want to be alone. He's like scared he's gonna die.
Yeah. And he's like, I
But
can't be
Cutter
with
can't
you.
help him.
No. I can't be with you. I'm sorry. It's all I can do to help these two cubs. And Dushan is more than one because she's pregnant.
Yeah.
And
Skywise is a better fighter than Dushan as well, right? So
yeah.
like,
And like Skywise can't move. He's laying on the ground, but he's not hurt. He's not dying. He's scared, but he's gonna be fine. So Cutter doesn't feel the need to like rush over to him to help because he knows he's gonna be alright.
yeah. Physically, at least.
Yeah. So Skywise is able to take the sword out himself, but he thinks to himself, "That's it, Soul Brother. I'm sorry. That's all you have for me." So I think he's really hurt.
Yeah, and I also was like, oh, if this was Lita, you would have rushed over here.
But Lita isn't as good of a fighter as Skywise is.
That's true, but I think he's comparing himself to Lita sometimes because Lita is bigger importance to Cutter now that they are life mates.
And at the same time,
so
Cutter knows that Skywise can hold himself and can fight for himself. He doesn't need Cutter knows that Skywise doesn't need him to hold his hand.
No.
But Lita do. Lita isn't a fighter.
Yeah,
she isn't a killer. She doesn't.
No.
She have killed one troll before, and that like really scared her. She isn't a skilled fighter, so she would actually need Cutter to hold her hand.
Yeah, that's true. But I just feel that Skywise is a little jealous sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely. Like he feels that parts of the bond that he had with Cutter is gone because Lita is there and has taken place in Cutter's priority.
Yeah, of course. He has to take some of Skywise time and give it to Lita, but I don't he still cares about him. But
yeah, he cares a lot about him.
Skywise doesn't have a love mate or a life mate yet, so
no.
He's lonely.
Yeah, he is. He misses his brother.
Yeah.
But we're back in the cave with the kids. And Redlands is fighting.
Oh, and he's using his magical powers.
In a way that he had never thought possible.
No, because the trolls have wood sticks.
No, it's his spear.
Oh, okay. It's Redland's spear.
Yeah,
okay.
And the troll holds onto Redland's spear. So it makes points on the spear to
goes through the troll's hand.
Yeah, pretty grotesquely.
It's a good way to fight though.
Yeah. And Ember can't stay hidden because she's Cutter's daughter.
Yeah, so
she takes out this thing and pokes the troll to get its attention. So that the wolf can attack the troll and kill it.
But she's doing a good job too because it says and like the chief daughter she is, Ember succeeds.
Yeah.
So I don't think she just poke him. She does real damage to the troll.
Yeah, not a lot of damage, but she gets the troll distracted so that the wolf can jump the troll.
Oh yeah, I didn't see the wolf there.
Yeah.
Makes sense. In the meantime, Equar is breaking free from the sack.
Yeah, and locking Two Edge's feet in the stone.
Yeah, but Two Edge is also throwing the sack off the cliff.
Or he lets go of it and it yeah.
Looks pretty painful though.
Yeah.
Thing cuts down there bunk, bunk, bunk.
Yeah, and Equar is sending to Aquara, help, brown skin, help me.
Yeah, and that's a little annoying.
He calls him brown skin.
Has a name.
Yeah,
and
he's
Ryak. Using his he has said Ryak sometimes.
Yeah,
but then he says brown skin.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, you know his name. Use it, please.
Just get used to it. It's not gonna stop.
So he's gonna use it more.
Yeah, it's his nickname. It's not going away.
It's not a good nickname. Brown skin could be any other sun villager.
We have to remember that this book is written in the 70s.
No, I'm not thinking about it as a racist thing.
Okay.
I'm thinking like Lita could be brown skin.
Yeah.
Ember could be brown skin.
Yeah. It's
like there are so many brown people.
But also, Raik is the first brown person that Aquar has ever met.
True.
But also, it's a very characteristic feature for Aquar of Raik.
Could have chosen different things, but
yeah, could have, absolutely could have. But Raik gets over there, picks him up, and takes him over to the door of the palace.
Oh, and Two Edge is trying to trick them now. Like, oh, come here, unstone me. I will show you how to reach the castle.
Yeah.
Like, we're not gonna fall for that.
No, we're not that stupid.
Petalwing. We have someone who can show us.
We have the door. We can just open this fucking door and we'll get there.
Because it's the door to the palace.
Yeah. And Raik, like, he's like, you can't use rock magic to open that door. But Raik is like, I'm gonna fucking lift this thing with my powers.
But it's so huge.
Yeah.
And so heavy.
Yeah. But he's like willing himself to actually lift it though.
Yeah, it takes a lot of his power. He doesn't even lift it all the way up. He lifted just enough
that they can get
for
in.
the elves to go under.
Yeah. And a troll is coming toward them to try to like kill him because Guttlecross sees them and is like, kill them! But Cutter comes in and like kills the troll and next troll and Petalwing gets squashed.
Oh yeah, the trolls falls on top of Petalwing.
Yes.
Is it Cutter? That's
and
it's just
you can see the loincloth.
Oh yeah, and
New Moon.
Yeah, New Moon. But he's like he knows Petalwing's name.
Yeah.
But he's like, Bug, are you still alive? He still don't like Petalwing. He's
no.
Like, you little bug.
Petalwing is very annoying.
Yeah, it's like, poor Petalwing, all squished. Still cute, even being all squished.
Yeah, so Guttlecross comes over to try to kill them. While Cutter is trying to get Petalwing out, and the wolves attack him.
Yeah, and these are the wolves that was in the hole, right?
Yeah, the wild wolves.
They're not controlled by the wolf riders.
No.
So they are doing this because the trolls were mean to them, right?
Yeah, it's like their instinct. So Cutter cuts Guttlecross' head off, while the wolves like tear at his extremities. And once Guttlecross' head is cut off, most of the trolls like gives up. And they like spear his head on top of many spears and like holds it up while they're like celebrating.
Yeah, it's like showing the rest of the trolls, like, keep fighting and this will happen to you, or just surrender yourself.
Yeah. And then the wolf rider takes off the armor and they go back to the treasury to get Lita.
And Lita is so sad.
In a corner. And One Eye is not in a cocoon anymore.
Nope. And she begged Scouter to not open it earlier. She's like, wait for him to be in the forest, like where he belongs, so he could die a peaceful death and be happy in the forest.
And Scouter is like, Mother, come quickly. His heart, he's breathing. She did it.
Yeah, but I don't think so.
They sent to everyone that One Eye is alive. And Cutter sends to Lita, Hi ones, bless you, beloved. You fought your own battle and won. And she answers, No, Sam, no, she didn't.
Yeah, but it continues into Two Edge's thoughts, like, no, Sam, and then Two Edge is like lost. So I feel Lita also said she lost.
Yeah. And he's like, I lost the game. Troll, allied, elf, against troll. Nothing is decided. How shall I know what I am? He has a real identity crisis.
Yeah, but like see him, like Vinaville
behind him.
And then his father's shadow, and then
Yeah.
him. But why can't we see like who his father is? You know, like
Because we don't
Beanville is
know who
not
his
all
father
black.
is.
His father, the troll, is all black.
But we don't know who his father is.
But just making up.
I don't know who his father is. Moonshade is that strong about side, and it's like Lita should see to this at once. And he says that she has enough on what she's doing with one eye and everything. I don't want to bother her. I'm fine. But he's like being bandaged, and you can see this wolf going under the wall.
Oh yeah, I didn't notice that the she-wolf went under.
Yeah. Did.
But the other elves
yeah.
are rushing to get back to the Cubs and Redlands.
And Nightfall is in the lead, and she's so excited.
Yeah, and they're like, Two Spears madness. What happened here?
Yes. You will learn later. Two Spear was very mad.
Yeah. Sounded like that. But they like some of the Cubs are binding up the trolls,
and they're all bloody.
Like, fighting, or like having a knife that they like throwing in the air, you know, like we did it, we're fighters.
Yeah, we succeeded.
And I don't know, they never said how many Cubs were inside.
Yeah.
But there were 12 trolls, right? I still feel the trolls were more than the Cubs. And the Cubs are not trained either that way. Like, the trolls were older, had more experience, you know. The odds were in the trolls' favor.
Well, they don't tell us how many Cubs are left with Redlands. So, I don't know. But they don't see that any elves died either, so...
Still, I feel the odds were in the trolls' favor, and they lost.
Yeah. And Aquar sees this little bundle.
Oh, yeah, and then he's, like, lifting it, and he's like...
Mekta, which was the name of the last of his friends.
I missed that.
Yeah, shuddering Aquar kneels beside the frozen lump, wrapped in brittled doeskin. Yeah.
He also died, right?
Yeah, like, if this elf is still alive, they basically said earlier that this elf doesn't really have a mind anymore.
No.
We don't ever get to see this elf. So, if he is alive...
I felt they were just like, he was so cold he froze to death. Basically,
yeah.
He doesn't have any fat or muscle to keep him warm and safe in the frozen mountain. So
no. But Nightfall like rushes into the cave, and she's like, Redlands?
Yeah, one of the trolls is on top of him, right?
Yeah. And Ember is so scared and has been trying to get the troll off of him.
Well, Ember isn't strong enough to move a troll yet.
But she's such a strong little girl.
She's trying.
Yeah, and Redlands is really, really scarred because he has a really, like, fine spirit. He doesn't like violence.
No. And did I understand this right? Did Nightfall be like, give me all the pain, send me all the pain, I can handle it? Or
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like you let go of it and just give it over. I can take it. Because you are the soft and the caring one, giving me your soul name so that I can bear this burden with you.
And did they recognize now, or?
No.
Oh.
He gave her his soul name.
Okay.
His soul name is Ulm. And now they are one.
I thought when they said and now they're one, that's when they recognized.
It's more than recognition.
Okay.
What we hoped would come to us, we've taken for ourselves. Now, we've chosen forget all else.
So they were kind of hoping for recognition, didn't get it, and now they
just
made themselves soul friend or soulmates.
Yeah.
By sharing their soul name.
Yeah.
Basically, Lita is now telling us that One Eye is
dead.
Kind of brain dead, what we will call it, because he can still breathe, but he's not there.
His body is alive, but she says that she could feel his spirit leaving his body.
Yeah.
And he wouldn't come back.
Through her fingers.
Yeah. And she regrets trying to heal him because what is dead should be allowed to stay dead instead of her trying to force him to stay in his body when he was ready to go.
And also it's because it took too long before he got injured until Petowing wrapped him up.
Yeah, so he
and
had
until
already
she could help.
Yeah, he like between him dying and the wrapping, because once the wrapping was done, it like paused. At the moment he was wrapped by Pedalwing, his soul was a millimeter away from leaving his body. So the moment that he was cut back open, his soul left.
Late.
Yeah.
And also she said though, like she had to give a piece of herself to get him breathing again. So
yeah.
Just like her magic keeping him breathing, right?
Yeah, it is. They also say in the next here that they lost several go backs, but no wolf riders.
And I wonder, the wolf riders the go backs have been a war basically their entire existence.
Yeah.
The wolf riders have been fighting, but they don't live for fighting.
Mm-hmm.
They just.
But they have a lot better instincts fighting than the go backs have.
Yeah, but I feel the go backs has more time in fights, while the wolf riders are just like, oh, stupid human, we have to fight you once.
But they're not good at like strategy and how to fight well to survive. They like look for the glory of dying in the fight and dying as a warrior.
But they should be good at it since they've done it their whole existence.
Yeah. They have a dance around the pile of dead bodies to honor them.
Oh yeah, and this is the first time we see Kavi actually grieving losing her daughter.
Yeah. Because now the fight is over and she now has time to allow herself to grieve. Because she wouldn't allow herself to grieve her while she still had to fight a war.
Yeah, is this also the first time her tribe see her cry over something? It kind of felt like that they were like, oh,
it's not specified, but like, yeah, I would believe so. But after that they go through the tunnel and they find this halfly built dome around the palace. And there's a wolf that is like scratching and whining against the dome.
Yeah, we learn like they called it so many different things though. It's like home place, palace, halt of Holt.
Yeah. Castle.
Lost dwelling, yeah, castle.
And it says that the she-wolf is more eager to get in than any of them are.
And Rayak, the selfish douchebag he is just like, I'm gonna be the first one in. I can fly.
And just carry a quarry over and we'll go in the palace. But since the trolls built this shell, they just dismantle it.
Yeah, they know how to take it apart too.
Yeah, so they make a door for them.
Because they realize, what's the point keeping you outside? There's nothing inside, so go check it out for yourself and then you can leave because now this is my kingdom.
Yeah. So the wolf riders go inside of the palace. And they're like stunned at the look of it. And they see this wolf is like shaking and Suntop is so brave and goes over to like sends to the wolf.
But Lita is like, no, don't do it. It could be like dangerous. It could be sick.
Yeah. And he's like, great son, what's happening? And the wolf turns into a lady with white hair.
But then, was it with Suntop's help that the wolf were able to change back to Timane, or?
Yes, because she has been trapped in the wolf's form for so long. Coming to the palace, like, it strengthens her powers.
Okay, so there was,
but she still wasn't able to do it without Suntop coming over and like helping her.
Both the palace and Suntop helping her.
Yeah,
then, okay.
like my magic feeling says I should go to her. And then they say, Kavi says, by the great ice wall. And Nightfall says, Timur's blood. Cutter's like, no, Timur's mom.
Yeah, it's so true. It's the main.
It's T-Main, yeah. The mother of all wolf riders. And Dushan gives her the skin of her dead wolf to warm herself.
Yeah, and I found that pretty weird. We talked about this earlier.
Mhm.
Like, we were like, no, they don't take the skin. And yes, they do.
They do.
Here they
It's
took
pretty
the,
weird.
They
It's
took
very,
the
very
hide,
weird.
and she gave the hide
To T-Main.
to basically her god, because
Yeah.
Timain is a high one.
Yeah. And she's their mom, basically. Like,
Yeah.
she made them possible.
Great grandma or something.
Yeah.
And for Timain, it's so mind blowing. They're being so short. So she thinks Dushan is a child, and she's like, a childbearing child.
Yes.
This is so weird.
Yeah, and T-Main is talking to somebody like, oh, my friends, you're all here, and many others. Has it been so long? Have so many new ones come and gone since the slaughter? She's obviously not talking to the wolf riders.
No, she's hearing and seeing stuff that the wolf riders don't.
Yeah.
But the wolf riders are talking back to them.
Yes.
And Cutter is like, oh yeah, it have been 8 and 1 of his descendants.
Mm-hmm.
Not saying 10, no, or 9 of Timorn's descendants, or Timorn Yellow Eyes, her son.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like 8 plus 1.
Yeah, because like we
that's
count
so
in
annoying.
tens because they have 10 fingers. They count in 8 because they have 8 fingers.
But it's still weird. It's like 8 and 1.
Yeah.
He could still say 9, even though they only have... We say 11, even though we have 10 fingers, you know? We don't say 10 plus 1.
Yeah. And he also said that 8 and 1 descendants ruled and died since then. And she's like, died? Why? Of course, the wolf blood. The world would not accept us unless we became part of it. So small. A sensible change. Easy to hide, easy to live on scorched meat.
So basically she's saying that it was easier for them to be part wolf than just elf?
Yeah, because they were better like hunters and better adapting to the world when they were part wolf.
Okay.
Yeah. And they become smaller. Like all the elves became smaller because that was the way that their bodies told them that we will have an easier time hiding and surviving in this world if we are shorter.
Oh, and also when Strongbow is sending,
Yeah.
it's like, who send? You do so again. It was always best with us this way. Speech is a barrier. So Strongbow has been correct this whole time.
Yes,
like,
they
sending
should
is
be
better.
sending. Because
He's
in
always
speech they can
sending.
lie.
He always saying, send, I don't want to talk.
Yeah.
I feel he's a little like, told you so.
Mm-hmm. And after that, T-Main sends pictures to Strongbow of like how she ran as a wolf and survived in the world.
But it's also just a big blur of a lot of images. It feels like it's too much for Strongbow to handle.
And when Strongbow can't handle it, no elf can handle it.
No.
And she also says to Lita, I see many wounds here. You are a healer of some small ability.
Yeah, basically saying that the healers I knew could do so much more, right?
Yeah, but like Lita is the best healer that we have seen or met.
Vinaville is probably more powerful.
She doesn't heal though.
No, but we kind of figure she was a healer, or did
Oh
we?
no, I know she's a healer.
Okay.
She is a healer.
So
she just
well,
uses
then I
her
would
powers
say
for...
Vinaville is stronger, but she doesn't do good with her powers.
No.
Oh, and Petalwing remembers Timorn.
Yeah. T-Main. And also Claire is like crying. I'm like, please, I want him back. He's dead. And she says, let him choose. You know, he's still here. To die and still be is the way of things for our kind, but your blood makes a difference. Do you feel it? Only Timor's descendants go where they want, where they will after death. The rest of us are bound, soul and flesh, to the time and world in which the palace exists. So that means that, like we talked about Waya, like her soul went to the palace, and wherever the palace is where her soul will be. But
so basically, then they could take her body into the palace, and Lita could heal her.
No.
And her soul will go back to her body.
Her soul is now connected to the palace.
But it could never come back to.
No,
her
she's
body,
dead.
Though. Okay.
She's hella dead. But like, Redland says that the palace does feel like the Father Tree. We always said it sheltered the souls of our dead.
Oh yeah, because then the soul chose to stay with the Holt.
Yeah, so
instead of
like
going
she
to
said,
the palace,
that the Wolf Rider souls can choose where it goes. It can stay where it is or go anywhere and anywhen in the world. Like anywhere and in time. But the souls of all the other elves has to go back to the palace, and wherever the palace is where their soul is.
Okay. Makes sense though, since the Wolf Riders are part wolf. They
are more part of that world than the other elves are.
Yeah. And time to go into the throne room.
Scrolls colors.
And it's so fun because the trolls are so mad that they're like, oh, we have tried to get in there. It doesn't work. Like, nothing works. But it's only Petalwing who can open the door.
It's only the preservers. The door were made so that even the elves alone couldn't open the door without the help of the preservers.
Which is very clever.
Yeah.
Because, I don't know if this is right, but they want always a high one to be wrapped up in wrap stuff on this chair.
Yeah.
So, if the elf would go in there without a preserver, they could ruin the wrap stuff, and the preserver was not there to help them. So, to be safe, always have a preserver nearby when you go inside.
Yeah. But the elf that has been in there for a very, very long time, his wrap stuff was damaged and he is dust. So Timaine decides to get Petalwing to like put her in wrap stuff.
Yeah, and it doesn't even get to know Timaine either. She's just like, preserve it, do.
Yeah.
She doesn't even say anything.
Cutter gets so sad. He's like, Timaine, she didn't want to stay with us, even to look at us. She knows all that it means to be an elf.
Yeah. Oh, you know what I noticed now?
Huh?
She didn't even clean the chair off. She's just like sitting straight down on the ashes of the other one.
Absolutely. But once she sits down, the scrolls like starts lifting up, and the colors come out of it, and Suntop starts talking as Timaine.
Yeah, but do they explain later why she has to be wrapped up in this wrap stuff?
Because the person sitting in the chair has to be wrapped up to like use their mind and magic in a way to use the scrolls.
Is that the only thing?
Yes. That's how they do it. That's how they know to do it. That is not how
I thought there was like a bigger reason we were gonna get like, oh, the palace is only working.
No.
Oh.
They're gonna use the scrolls of power a different way later. They're not gonna have to be wrapped up to use them. So this is a high one.
More
thing.
with Timaine.
No.
Being wrapped up, so they can open her up. Then they don't need her to be wrapped up.
They don't need her to be wrapped up. No.
But then the scrolls are the same thing as egg in a way. No.
No, these have a lot of magic in them. Egg
Oh,
was
egg
just a
didn't have
stone that was
magic.
formed into squiggles. T-Mane is telling the High Ones an elf story, as she remembers it from the very beginning.
It's a very long story, though.
Yeah. So they went in this palace, or pod as you call it, from world to world and settling down, and they settled in a old world that was used up, and they celebrated and they danced, and they looked like aliens and not like elves. And they went to many planets, and they would change their form to look like the inhabitants of that planet wherever they went. And so they found this earth, and they found these humans that had a lot of legends about fairies and immortal magic beings. And they were like, okay, we should go visit this world.
So, how I understood it, they
Yeah.
had been to this earth before and like talked to middle-aged people, you know, like knights and
Yeah,
stuff, like
yeah,
further developed humans.
yeah.
And then
Not
something
Stone Age people.
Yeah, and then something went wrong and they got stuck in Stone Age.
So what
Is that
happened
right?
was that they were on their way to get there. They formed the palace to look like the palaces that they had in that time. But on the way of landing, the trolls started opening their cocoons and ruining the magic that were making them go to that time, and the palace crashed into Stone Age.
Oh, okay. So they never been there before.
No.
They failed on the first attempt.
They tried to go back to, or go to a further advanced world of humans.
Yeah, obviously. Who wants to be there?
So they kind of saw
With
the humans' future, because
Yeah.
they saw them after they had actually met and heard about elves. So they went there, but they crashed and went back to the future, where they realized that they were their own legends.
Yeah.
And they took the form of the humans to look more like them and less like aliens.
But still not quite as humans because they didn't change the ears and the fingers and, you know.
But look at this. This is what they looked like.
Okay, but why didn't they, when they crashed, did they lose so much power they couldn't change themselves?
So all of the elves have a lot more powers when they are in the palace. Kinda boosts all of the magic powers and abilities that they have. T-Mine is the only form shaper or shape changer.
But can she then change form and shape for others? Or can
No.
she only do that for herself?
For herself. But the palace is like a battery that charges their powers.
Okay. But then
So-
now, then, since they're inside, Redlands can be a better wood shaper and Lita can be a better healer, or...
Yeah.
I got a little bit lost, though. Like, we see Sava here.
Yeah.
They can also feel Suntop.
Yeah, we all touch through him. Like, they can feel the magic. He's kind of
Okay,
like
but
sending out a feeling to everyone.
But Sava can't hear what Suntop is or T-Mane is saying through Suntop, no?
They
Or-
don't like say that he can hear it, but like just as that they're all touching through him.
Okay, and who is giving birth? Who's this?
Rain Song.
Ah, this
Rain
is the
Song and
new
Woodlock.
healer.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Mender.
And then we see Vinoville.
Yeah.
The
This
child, he is the link.
Yeah.
Are we talking about Suntop or are we
yes,
talking,
we're talking about Suntop.
the newborn baby?
She doesn't know anything about a newborn baby.
Oh, okay, because there is so much happening.
But she's
here.
also touching through Suntop, so Suntop
Oh,
is the
okay.
link. I think that Strongbow is kind of like hurt.
Oh, he's more hurt than any of them thought.
No,
because-
not like that.
Oh,
Like he says
hurt his
that
feeling.
yes, that Winnows' torture was easier to bear than this. T-Mine began the wolf riders, but next to her were lower than worms. She's had too many shapes. How can the way mean anything to her? No, it's finished. Let it die.
Oh, because he was so into the way. He
Yeah.
was like, this is all meaningless.
Yeah. You
True.
talk. What are you saying? When I challenged you and lost, I knew that nothing could keep you from changing our lives forever. It had to be. I don't blame you anymore. But I don't envy you either. If clinging to the way was a kind of blindness, then I wish I had never been made to see. And then he collapses.
Yeah, and because he's badly hurt and they didn't really realize, right?
Yeah, because he wouldn't let Lita heal him.
Yeah, this is too much. But now, is Lita healing him? Right?
Yes, she is. And she also says, will you allow me? And his answers, if it will help you, help me. That's very beautiful.
And they're sending because now Lita can actually really send.
Yes.
And Kavi is born and raised to be a fighter because now she wants to start a fight with the trolls again because they are to blame.
Yeah. And Raik is like holding her back and trying to get her to calm down.
It's like, not in my house. Your house? Who decided it was your house?
Raik.
And
Raik decided that.
Yeah. And Cutter goes between them too.
Mm-hmm. And she hits him.
Yeah, but before that she's like, dung twice. I was like, you could have come up with better swear word than dung when you're being mad at him, right?
Yeah.
And when she hit him, Cutter is like, you bitch. I'm gonna take my sword. Oh, never mind. I'm gonna be calm.
I am gonna be calm and collected and not do as she said and thirst for blood. And also, he doesn't want to hurt an elf.
Yeah, and he's gonna be a better man. Better elf.
Yeah.
And Kavi's kind of putting fuel on the fire, though, because she's like, now, if I were troll or human, would you have held off? Or would you have killed me? You know, like...
Yeah, he would, because he refuses to injure an elf.
Like he also refuses to answer.
Yeah, but he kind of answers in like a cheeky way. If this leaves a scar, I'll keep it. It'll remind me of you. Whenever I'm tempted to slash first and think later. It's such a good comment and shows like how much joy leaf is in him. Because Bear Claw would have ripped her apart.
How much of a better fighter or you get when you actually think before you do stuff.
Yes, indeed. And Raik gets very high on himself. He's like, and with T-Mine's help, perhaps someday I will even make it soar into the sky.
Yeah, I can repair the palace. I can do this. I'm the only one who can do this, you know? And Lina's like, oh, you have never changed, my dear friend.
No. And Skywise, he's kind of off in many ways.
Yeah, he really got hurt during the fight. Like, not physically, but mentally.
Yeah, he's really hurt. And he said, Cutter asks if he's planning to stay.
And he's actually planning to stay because now he might be able to touch the sky if they can make the palace work.
Yeah.
So sad.
It is. And they're so close. And he's planning on leaving Cutter.
And Cutter isn't even trying to convince him to go with them. He's just like, well.
I think you can feel how hurt Skywise is.
Maybe.
And Skywise is turning his back to him. So I would also feel kind of rejected at that point.
Yeah, and it really hit me though when Cutter is like, I didn't know that the quest would end this way. And Sky's answer, neither did I.
Yeah.
This really puts an end to their relationship.
It is. He also says Cutter will now become the chief of 4 tribes, and all of them will turn to him.
But will they though?
You'll be a chief of chiefs.
In a way, I was like, yeah, it would seem like that, but still I was like, I don't think Kavi would give up her position.
No, she would not.
And the gliders wouldn't really follow Cutter.
No, they will not.
And the sun people are happy.
They're helpless
in
and
the
hopeless.
desert. So like, well, they might also. I don't see the sun villager moving though. Like,
no.
they're like, we're fine here. We've been fine here for so many years. Why would we move?
Yeah.
So
They're kind of hopeless though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They are my best guess on if there was someone who's gonna join them. There would be the sun villagers, but I don't think that either.
Yeah, and Clarebrook and Scouter is like contemplating what to do about One Eye, and they're like, we'll leave his body here because they can't kill it.
And then was like, oh, but Petalwing can stop time and wrap him up, and maybe later we will figure out how to waking up. And I love Petalwing.
But why like, for it? It's like podded. No seed inside.
That's so funny. No seed.
No seed inside. But it's so true though. There's no soul there. Why like wrap up a dead body with nothing inside?
First though, my brain was, when there was like no seed, I was straight away thinking about the brain. Like the brain is the seed, you know? It's like no brains, but they were talking about the soul though. But it's like still funny.
But she does wrap him up, and Riken of course like will protect his body. So the Wolf Riders is like getting ready to leave.
And when they try to decide where to leave, there's like, I know a place where there's a lot of food. Petalwing and her other preserver friends have wrapped up basically the entire Forbidden Grove. So there's a lot of food wrapped up in pretty great condition because it's been preserved.
It's pristine living condition.
It's better than a fridge.
Yeah, it is.
You can basically just open up and eat it straight away.
Yeah. And Petalwing says that it's finally bad hiding with long hair told preservers wrap still quiet things for food and wait for be fetched. We do, long waiting we do. But bad hiding never come fetch us. Pooh.
But she's so happy though that it now finally is gonna open and use all the food.
Yeah.
When Cutter is like, oh, you gotta stay here and be sure to sing for Rayak.
Yeah.
I'm sure he'll like it.
Is so? It's good?
Go straight away, Rayak. I want to show you my song.
Yes.
Poor Rayak.
And then Cutter and Skawa is like, they have like a goodbye. And both of them look so sad. And Cutter's like, no one belongs here more than you. But what will I do without you? What will I? And then they like hugs, and he gets the lodestone and points in the direction of sun goes down.
Oh, no. Here, take this. It'll guide you wherever you want to go. No, it won't. It will only point in one direction.
And it's in the direction of sun goes down.
I want to go this direction. No, the lodestone's pointing over there. I can't go that direction. That's the wrong one.
That's totally the wrong one.
It's a lie.
And it'll bring you good luck. And
that one I can go.
Yes, Skyway is just crying as Cutter's walking away. But like, why aren't you going with him?
Oh, well, he is just leaving him
stubborn boss
for a while to just be sad because he's coming after them anyway.
Yeah. But in the next scene, we can see that Two Edge somehow got out of the stone and left a bloody trail.
Yes. About that.
Yeah.
Is it just that he kind of just ripped off the skin underneath his feet and then walked away? Or is part of his feet still stuck in the stone?
I don't know.
We never get to know.
It's bloody footprints and blood dripping. I don't know.
They never say.
No. It looks very painful nonetheless.
And first we see what's her name? The
Oddbit.
Ogbit. That she Oh, it's Pignos, picky. But
Yeah.
girl just has to be practical. Practical though, with that bra.
Oh, yeah, that's not practical.
And here she is with this metal bra that it's a cone, a pointy cone.
Yes.
And Pignos is sitting in his chair and dragging
Like pulling her towards
him with the bra first.
Yes. Very practical.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And we also see that a couple of go-backs are joining the Wolf Riders.
They're probably eager to see the seasons.
Yeah, it is.
Or tired of fighting.
But I was so sad. Skywise is coming back.
Yeah, before that they were like, oh, Cutter is so sad. Everyone can feel he's so sad. Suddenly he's not sad anymore.
No.
And he got a new wolf friend, right? Like one of the wild wolf is kind of his wolf friend. They can send to each other now.
Yeah, but he won't ride it.
No, he's not allowed.
No.
The wolf is not allowing him yet.
But
at least.
Cutter says to Skywise, "What about the palace?" And he answers, "No windows. I couldn't see the stars."
No. And he's like, "Give me my lodestone.
Yes.
You're not allowed to be pointing in wherever direction you want."
No. It should only point in the direction of sun goes down.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do they remember the way back to the Forbidden Grove?
Let's hope so. Or it's basically on the bottom of the... Like, they first have to get back to the Blue Mountain and down, and then underneath the Blue Mountain is pretty much the Forbidden Grove.
But I felt they were flying for several days, and flying goes faster than walking.
Yeah,
so.
but it says days later.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so for next episode, we're going to talk about Siege at Blue Mountain, part 1 and 2.
Until next time, go recognize a troll.